Hello everybody, welcome to StraightA. Dawson here with another video, or actually the NFL Week 12 predictions video. I know it seems kind of boring, it's a little different if you're used to seeing our other predictions because I don't have any of the guys in front of me. All the guys are off doing their own thing, I'm here doing my own thing, and it is very late on Monday night. And I'm getting all these recordings done so I could pre-record and make sure this video is up for when I go home and see my family. And that's why I'm not able to really be with any of the guys, because the guys really can't typically do Mondays or typically Tuesdays early, so I have to kind of record these on my own. So I won't even be able to put up any graphics in terms of what their predictions are. I'll just have to put it in the comments. So go down below to check out all the different players. Taylor may put his in, but otherwise should still be like Braden, Ben, Ryan, and Trathan. I'll put all theirs in the comments or make them do it one way or the other. That way you guys have that at your disposal. This video should be actually going up on Wednesday, a little bit early than I'm used to, but I don't want to interrupt the Thanksgiving festivities. I want the people to kind of get a little heads up on this. So it's going to be less graphics and less editing. Granted, I've been less editing on this for a hot minute now because of how busy I've been. But beside the point, to kind of make up for it in the differences of the videos, I'm going to quickly go through my predictions. Not quickly, but there's a lot of different ones I don't want to talk too much about. And I was going to do this for the recap video or the power rankings, but I have a couple different things you can see in the top tab there about playoff picture right now, the playoff picture chances for each team, and then obviously go through my ESPN eliminator, as well as quickly review my parlays, because I'm not going to do a whole video for that, I don't think, again next week. We'll see how it plays out, and maybe I will just to do it, I guess, maybe. Beside the point, we're going to move right into the predictions, but please leave a comment down below if you want to, and let us know what you want to see on this channel. Leave a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and let's get into the predictions. The first game up is the Green Bay Packers going to Detroit to face off against the Lions. I think it's pretty easily the Lions. Lions have been on a roll recently. It's a divisional matchup. It's harder, but it's in Detroit. Green Bay has been flashy, but I think they'll get a little bit of offense in. But I think the Lions in the end will just come up on top. It's just Dan Campbell has just been a force to be reckoned with this Detroit Lions team. They might drop one of these randomly divisional games, but I'm not going to bet on it. So I'm going to take the Lions here. Moving on to the Commanders at Cowboys. Again, I don't know what the Commanders anymore. I'm choosing Cowboys easy. Boom, Cowboys on screen. Boom, choosing them or whatever. I'm probably not going to put any icons. Probably just going to say Cowboys. Beside the point, Cowboys are going to win this. They should win this in every account imaginable. But considering the Commanders just lost to the Giants, I wouldn't put it past them to beat the Cowboys here. So whatever, it'll be fun enough, I guess. There's 3 fun games enough for Thanksgiving, so take that as you will. But I'm going to give it to the Cowboys. Moving on to the 49ers at Seahawks. Really, it's kind of sucky that most of these games have such high spreads. It's kind of sad, honestly. But 49ers at Seahawks. Also during the Thursday night turkey bowl. 49ers at Seahawks. 49ers are going to win this. Seahawks have been banged up, hurt, and not playing to the level they need to be, while the 49ers have been monsters. These 3 games were very easy to predict for me. Not really anything too surprising. So 49ers are going to take it home. Then we'll move on to the Miami Dolphins at the New York Jets. Again, not going to go against the spread here right now because the Dolphins are taking this win. It's a divisional matchup. Again, anything can happen. But the Dolphins have proven, I think, they can beat these middling teams. And I think their offense is too much for even the defense of the Jets to handle. And the Jets' offense is non-existent, even against a middle ground Dolphins defense. So easily give me the Dolphins. Interesting, the over-under is 40.5. I guess it makes sense, though, because the Jets won't be contributing too much to this. So at least I don't think they will. Beside the point, Miami all the way. Moving on to New England at the New York Giants. And I'm taking the Giants here. That's simple to the point. Not because they just did good last week, and not because I'm a New York Giants lover. It's just that the Patriots are freaking bad, man. Mac Jones, I don't know. This game is going to bite one way or the other. It doesn't matter who I choose. It's going to bite me in the butt. But apparently Tommy DeVito is doing well. Saquon is still probably one of the best things on the Giants. And the Giants show they didn't have the most awful defense in the world. Patriots have a good defense. Mac Jones can be good, or whoever they start. Bailey Zappi, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not too confident in either one of these teams. It's going to be a battle of the bad, basically. So I'm not too invested in this one, but I'm going to give it to the Giants just because I feel like I have a little bit more stock in them anyway. But I think they also have a little bit more potential. There's some potential deep down if you reach long and hard enough for the potential there, but the Giants have it. Well, I don't know if the Patriots do. I think this is finally a wake-up call for the Patriots organization that they need to do something and do something different, basically. So, simple to the point. Then we'll move on to the next game, which is very interesting. The Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cincinnati Bengals. -1.5 in favor of Pittsburgh going to Cincinnati. Of course, Joe Burrow being out, of course, helps that spread a lot. And it makes me simple to the point. I'm going to say Steelers. Steelers cannot put up points worth crap, though. And the Bengals proven they could, and they do have the weapons for it. Almost kind of like to the point of like, I feel like if you put Jake Browning in there for a whole game, he'll be fine. But it still is that sense of doubt that makes me wonder, because the Steelers defense is hard, and it's a divisional game. It's in Cincinnati, which helps it a little bit. If this was in Pittsburgh, I'd have no questions about it. The spread should be like 3.5, basically. But I'm gonna give the edge to the Steelers because I think Kenny Pickett against a Bengals defense, again, divisional matchup, can do something. And also, the run game for the Steelers has not been horrible. So I think they are able to kind of eke out another victory, low-scoring game. Not really make it interesting. Plus, I think the defense can succumb or put enough pressure on the offensive line and the quarterback of the Bengals to not really produce much on offense in that regard. Simple to the point, I think the Steelers defense will suffocate the Bengals offense, while I think the Steelers offense can at least eke out something out against the Bengals defense. So it may be a little bit of a risk, but I'm going with the Steelers here. Carolina Panthers at the Tennessee Titans. Would not bet anything on this game because this feels like a trap game for Tennessee, but I'm taking Tennessee. They're a better team. I want to see Will Levis succeed. I want to see Bryce Young succeed, but there's nothing redeemable about that defense for Carolina. Meanwhile, at least Tennessee's had 2 bad games in a row of Will Levis not doing much, Derrick Henry not doing much, the defense not doing much. Something's got to align eventually. Somebody's got to do something. And I don't see Carolina having a breakout game. They could win 100%. I'll be honest with you. This is a game that the Carolina Panthers should chalk up as a victory in their locker room. But I wouldn't put it past Tennessee for dropping this game. But I'm giving it to Tennessee because they've had a couple bad games in a row. They're a team that randomly has good bits of, just all of a sudden they're good again. DeAndre Hopkins could just come out and be amazing. Derrick Henry's been succumbed the last couple weeks, but this should be a fairly easy run game for him to get back in the shape of things. And defense for the Titans should have an easier time against one of the weaker offenses, both on the ground and in the air, in the Carolina Panthers. So Tennessee all the way. Plus it's in Nissan Stadium, so I'll take Tennessee on that one. We have a rematch from week 2 or week 3. Jacksonville going to the Houston Texans, and the -1.5 favorites Jaguars here. This is tough because Texans have been playing really, really good football, and Jaguars have been playing good football too. And they're divisional opponents, so it makes it even harder. It's in Houston, so it gives them a slight edge. Bets on the line. You're putting me down. I bet a lot of people are picking Texans. I really bet that a lot of people are going to pick the Texans this week, and I bet I'll be one of the 3 people picking the Jags. I'm picking the Jags this week. You get your ass handed to you by the Texans as early as you did. That doesn't typically happen twice to good teams. They're both good teams. Texans got their win. I think the Jags will kind of eke out that victory. It's going to be a hard-hitting game. This might be a low-key, and those divisional matchup, but it might be a low-key game of the week type deal. I like this matchup a lot. And I'm curious to see how these 2 teams actually stack up against each other when pitted against each other. I do feel like Jacksonville can best Houston's young defense, while I think Houston's offense can struggle a little bit more in the defense, just for kind of context purposes. I was about to say the run game for Jacksonville's better, but man, Texans have been proven that the case, that Devin Singletary apparently is God or something. So I don't know really what to say there. Again, Trevor Lawrence I think is just going to be more consistently good. Getting not as turning the ball over as much, while I think C.J. Stroud's still eking out some of the rookie fever. Again, still think both of these quarterbacks are going to perform well, but again, it's usually a hard-hitting, more defensive lineup for divisional matchups. I'm going to give it to Jacksonville. Moving on to the Saints at Falcons. I don't know why the Falcons are favored here. Maybe it's the home. Maybe again, I'm a hater on the Falcons. I don't know why. Lately, I've been on a Falcons hate train. Whoop whoop! The Saints are winning this game. I just don't like the Falcons at all. Arthur Smith is bad. He's bad at offense. He's bad at defense. Everything has been filled like they're playing downgraded. Even Bijan, is not being utilized. Kyle Pitts is every now and then getting love. Jonnu Smith has been getting love there. The quarterback isn't great. Quarterback situation isn't great in general. I'm giving it to the Saints. They're not much better, but at least they're volatile, and they just came off a bye week, so give me the Saints. Sure. Not too much to love there. Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Indianapolis Colts. Give me the Bucks here. I like Baker Mayfield. He's been getting shafted recently. I think it's time for him to kind of pick himself up against a bye week team and the Colts, who are more easily more beatable than a lot of the other teams they faced. Colts have a good team overall. Defense is fine. Run game is good. Gardner Minshew's suitable. Offensive receivers is pretty good. I just feel like the Bucks need to get their win in. It's an upset. I want to pick out more upsets this week because the last couple weeks I've been more with the betting line, which will probably bite me again. But I'm going to pick the Bucks here. I like the Bucks a lot, and the only thing I'm kind of nervous about is the defense for the Bucks in a game against a matchup against the Colts. I feel like Jonathan Taylor and Zach Moss together can kind of put something together and run this game dry. Ooh, little voice crack there. Run this game dry. But I'm still taking the Bucks. Kind of more of a heart pick than anything, to be honest with you. But I like the Buccaneers here. Moving on to the Rams at Cardinals. Man, the Cardinals being favored in a game. Is this the first time this season? It's kind of strange. Obviously, because Kyler's been performing so well and the Rams have been performing so poorly, and it's in Arizona. I'm taking the Rams here. I'll be honest with you. I think the Rams have too good of an offense. Like they have shown. Not that I just think they have a good offense. I think they have had such a good offense. Then again, Cooper Kupp is out now. Ooh, that complicates things now. Because now I'm going to talk myself through this. Because I was going to pick the Rams. Because I think they have too good of an offense just to just lose. But thinking about it now, Cardinals have been picking it up. They need a victory eventually. Kyler should eke one out. But the Cardinals defense is just so fucking bad. Then again, the Rams defense isn't much better. Oh, the offensive lines, neither one's good. Man, this is tough, actually. I see why the Cardinals are favored now. It's in Arizona. Rams, Cooper Kupp's possibly out. Is he, like, confirmed out or not? I'm not too exactly sure. Matthew Stafford hasn't looked great. I'm still going to take my first choice in the Rams. This is a tougher matchup for me, though, because I do like Kyler, and he's looked really good. But, again, Rams are good at eking out these little victories. Divisional matchup. Give me a second, actually. All right, I made a quick change on the fly. I'm going to have to fix that up a little bit later because it's not very pretty. But I'm changing it up to the Cardinals. Rams already beat the Cardinals this season. This feels too close of a game for me to really feel comfortable calling. And I see the Cardinals easily could win this, so I'm going to pick the Cardinals here because the Rams already got their victory pretty handily too last time. So I like Arizona's chances here with that one. Then we move on to my bias game of the week, the Cleveland Browns at the Denver Broncos. Mile High. Denver's been on a roll, and the Browns. It's so hard to predict this game. To be honest with you, kind of leveling down and not being as funny right now. Cleveland Browns offensively are shambles right now. The run game is fine. It's just fine. Offensively, they are awful though. Their quarterback, Donovan, whatever, not doing anything. Defensively, the Browns are one of the best defenses in the league. If I'm stacking up the Broncos against that team in Mile High, I think the Denver's defense is good enough to not let Cleveland do much damage. Now, the thing is, what keeps Cleveland in this for me is that the Denver's run game run defense has struggled, and that's where Cleveland will get the yards. Denver's offense, though, is not awful and hasn't been bad, but they've been eking out victories. Man, I'm kind of making myself want to choose the Browns here. As much as I want to see Denver win this, it's such a bad offense from the Browns versus a good defense or a good offense in Denver Broncos. You know what? I've been riding the train a little bit long, and it helps me. I'll change up the cards to a favored pick, and I'll change up this one. I'll pick the Browns. More I'm talking myself into it, that Cleveland Browns defense is so good. And I know this is a victory that the Broncos need if we want to stay even in the talk for playoffs. But I just don't see it. I'd love to be wrong. And so it kind of feels good picking against the Broncos this week because I'm like, if I'm wrong, then, great, Broncos won. If I'm right, then at least I got a prediction one out of it, I guess. But kind of more I'm talking about it, it's supposed to be a low-scoring game. The only thing that's maybe kind of eking me back to the Broncos is it's in my high. But, otherwise, the offense for the Broncos has struggled a little bit. Again, it did struggle a little bit against the Vikings, which makes me nervous against the Browns. So give me the Browns. Yeah, easily locking in Browns for my winner of that game. Moving on, Kansas City Chiefs at the Las Vegas Raiders. Again, divisional matchup, anything can happen. But Chiefs have been such a low point right now, they need a win. Give me Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Not going to question that one too much. Buffalo Bills at Philadelphia Eagles. I'm sorry, Bills. I like you a lot, but Eagles have been playing to a different level. Give me the Eagles. I know they struggled this last week, but the Bills are a more beatable team in retrospect. So I hope it's a higher scoring game. I hope both teams get their licks in, but I think Philadelphia will eke it out. Probably more in the passing game. I think they'll have to rely more on the passing game than the rushing game, though. So I'd be kind of curious to see how that goes. Meanwhile, again, I've chosen the Eagles there. Meanwhile, we'll go to the next game, Ravens at Chargers. Give me the Ravens here. Again, one of the best teams in the league. Chargers have been struggling too much for them to even be considered in my mind. They'll put up points and lose the game in the third or fourth quarter. Simple to the point. Chicago Bears at the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota's too good right now, and granted, they were halted a little bit by the Broncos, but I just think the Vikings are just on a good roll enough to be able to beat the Bears. I don't see too much trouble from the Vikings having with the Bears, but it's a divisional matchup, so wouldn't be too surprised if some people choose the Bears for this one. But I just think it's night and day in terms of on-paper teams. Vikings should take this, especially in Minnesota. And that's the last of it. I didn't realize that was the last game. So there you go. That's all my predictions for this week. Again, go check the comments down below if you want to see the other predictions, the wrong predictions made, besides the point. I do want to quickly go through and talk about the playoff picture, because I do this every year where I kind of keep up with the chances of each team, whether they've solidified the playoffs or not made the playoffs, and kind of change it up from there. So currently, on the AFC side, we have the Ravens, number 1 seed, which is really awesome, by the way. Chiefs, number 2 seed. Jacksonville, number 3 seed. Miami, number 4 seed. Then you have the Browns, Texans, and Steelers, which is really cool to see. I like that. I like that wild card a lot. So at the moment, we have the Ravens getting the bye. Chiefs versus Steelers. The Jaguars versus Texans, really cool. Miami versus Browns. Very cool matchups to have in the first round. Bills right outside the line. Colts and Broncos right outside there too. Bengals, Raiders, Chargers, Jets, Titans, Patriots. None of them are quite out of it just yet. I think Patriots 1 or 2 more losses does get out of it. No, 2 more losses I think. Does get out of it thanks to their division. Otherwise, though, the teams, I mean, at this point, the Chargers and below are going to have a hard time. Being 4-6 is really, really tough to beat at this point. But I'll be very curious. Do I think this playoff picture is going to change up a little bit? Of course. I think the top 4 stay the same. And the wild card is going to be the thing that changes. Think it's going to be the Texans staying there. Think the Steelers or Browns, one of them is going to fall off. And one of these next 3 teams are going to make it. Probably Bills. If I'm a betting man, I'd probably take the Bills as a number 7 or 6 seed or something like that. But it's a curious playoff picture right now. In the NFC, the Eagles are number 1 seed, so getting the bye. Lions number 2 seed, 49ers 3 seed, Saints 4 seed, Cowboys 5 seed, Seahawks 6 seed, and Vikings 7 seed. Very awesome, a little setup there too. Saints actually winning the division is really cool to see. Eagles get the bye. Lions versus Vikings, divisional matchup, like to see it. 49ers versus Seahawks, awesome. Saints and Cowboys. I think there's some pretty clear, easy winners in the first round there, but still fun enough for the NFC. On the hunt, by the way, Packers are number 8. Just saying. Rams are number 9. The NFC is wide open, dude. Like, wide fucking open for anybody to claim like a 7 or 6 seed. Honestly, because they're 6-4, 6-5. It's only 1 or 2 win differences, granted. So there's still a little bit of climbing some of these teams have to do, but it's not much. Especially if you're against the Saints. Talking about the Bucks and the Falcons here. Beside the point, do I think this one's going to change? Probably not. I'll be honest with you. Maybe. No. I don't see any of this changing. I think this is going to stay pretty much same, minus these couple teams kind of moving back up and forth. And maybe the Lions secure the 1 seed. Who knows? That'd be kind of cool. Beside the point, that's pretty much that done and over. Looking at the playoff thing, I mean, this is kind of just cool little statistics thing I like looking at. Dolphins pretty much are pretty much solidified. Patriots are pretty much out of it. The Titans are pretty much out of it. Some teams in between, nice. Jets are pretty much out of it at this point, but they still got a 1% chance, so they probably got another week or two. The Commanders and Giants are going to struggle really hard. Giants are pretty much out of it. Bears pretty much out of it, but they could still do it. And Panthers and Cardinals are all out of it pretty much. I don't know how they're still technically in it, but it's kind of cool to see. And you can go down here and see the different changes that are made by each team. So, like, for example, they're on the cusp of being eliminated from playoff contention. So you can kind of see if the chances are pretty much guaranteed that if they lose. But it's kind of just curious. You kind of look through this. It's on the New York Times. I don't know how often I'll do it, but I'll kind of tell you when teams have solidified or been locked out of the playoffs. So it'll be kind of cool. Beside the point, then have the eliminator. This is the last thing I'll do. I'll probably hold parlays off just because I'll probably do a video on parlays. Probably be... Man, we'll have to record that on... There's a lot of parlays. I may just do that real quick and cut it near the end. Go over the results real quick. Didn't win anything, but it's still kind of cool. This week's a really rough week for me because there's a lot of teams I would pick that I've already picked. Lions over Packers, wouldn't touch that game. Cowboys Commanders, wouldn't touch that game, personally. 49ers Seahawks, probably 49ers would be one of the top choices that week. I'm choosing Dolphins Jets, and you'll see why I'm choosing Dolphins Jets because it's the only game I feel really confident in. But we'll come back to that one. Steelers Bengals, wouldn't touch that game with a 10-foot pole right now with the Bengals' current situation. Jags and Texans, I mean, I probably wouldn't touch that one. Just couldn't go either way. Divisional matchup. Both teams are good. Colts, Bucks, I was tempted to pick that because I do think the Bucks are going to win, but it feels a little risky. Saints, Falcons, would pick Saints. I don't know if I'd pick them definitely, but like they'd be a top 4 pick for me probably. Giants, Patriots, not touching that game. Both horrible teams. Could go either way. Don't care enough. Titans over Panthers, feels like a trap game, not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Rams over Cardinals, do not know why 8% people have chosen Rams for that, because Cardinals have a very likely chance of winning that game. Browns, Broncos, would not touch that game. Again, too close to call, really. Chiefs, Raiders, I'd probably put that in the same category as Dolphins, Jets. I feel much more confident choosing Dolphins over the Jets than Chiefs over Raiders, but that's also just momentum issues, I guess. Eagles, Bills, wouldn't touch that game. Ravens, Chargers, probably would pick Ravens pretty easily. Probably be my lock of the week is Ravens over Chargers. And then Vikings, Bears. Divisional matchups make me nervous. Vikings are a valid choice. Probably be a top 3 pick for me, though. As you see, there's not many picks I have that I can really do at this point. I want to keep safe as much as I can. So Dolphins over Jets feels pretty good for me. Just because I feel like the Dolphins at least can beat bad teams. And Jets are more in that middling team, but they show that you can beat them too. So divisional matchup makes me a little bit nervous. I don't like taking those, but it feels good enough for me. So now we'll get into the parlays real quick and we'll go over all that. So this is really curious because I haven't really looked at the results myself. I just checked to make sure I didn't win any money. I didn't, but I don't know how well I did. So in the same game parlay for Kansas City Chiefs and Eagles, I took Rashee Rice getting a touchdown. Did not get a touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco did go easily over his yardage though. Jalen Hurts did go under his yardage. DeAndre Swift went over his receiving yards. Wasn't surprised there. Sky Moore did go way under his yards. Jalen Hurts did not throw a passing touchdown though, which was quite unfortunate. And then Travis Kelce didn't get the first touchdown. Almost got the first touchdown, but almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. And this was a high-scoring game in the beginning. It slowed down a bit, over to 22.5 in the first half. So actually felt really good about that one, considering it's my first bets in a while. Sure. Broncos-Vikings games, obviously I'm going to be more biased, so like some of my points were swayed here, so I'm not surprised I got 3-3. Russell Wilson over that many yards, fair. Jordan Addison did not get over those yardage. He was not as much in the game as I thought he'd be. Same with receptions for him for 4.5. Unfortunate. Josh Dobbs did throw under 1.5 passing touchdowns. Not too surprised. TJ Hawkinson did get under his 5.5 receptions, which I thought was a little high, but I think he got 5 exactly, so lucky there. And Courtland Sutton didn't score the first touchdown, but he did score the first touchdown for the Broncos, I believe. I think he scored the only touchdown for the Broncos now I think about it. What's two touchdowns? I can't remember. Javonte Williams, I think, scored a touchdown. So, oh well. Going to the multiple kind of game parlays. Tyreek Hill, any touchdown, easy. Tua passing over that 269.5 felt easy to me too. Christian Kirk getting a touchdown felt good, but apparently it was Calvin Ridley's day. Oh well. I mean, I'll take that L. CeeDee Lamb did get a touchdown. Nico Collins was not his day. It was Tank Dell's day, so chose the wrong day of the week. Justin Herbert over the yardage, not a big deal. Josh Allen over the yardage, felt pretty good. Cortland Sutton getting a touchdown, felt really, really safe. And Jalen Hurts going over his passing yards did not even get close. He actually had a very slow day. So, a lot of mixed bag there, but nice overall. I call that a dub outside of just winning money. And then finally, we have one more about all the games. How well did I do? Let's go 1, 3, 1, 4, 2, 4, 2 and 6, 4 and 6, 4 and 7, 6 and 7, or something like that. Yeah, 6 and 7. So not very good, but we'll look good at it. Jaguars destroyed the Titans, so yeah, I'll just take the L on that one. Green Bay Packers decided to beat the Chargers. Thanks, Chargers. Appreciate it. Vegas and Dolphins. I mean, Dolphins didn't put up as many points as I hoped they would, so take that L against a middling team. Dallas Cowboys and Panthers, they destroyed them enough to put them over the points there. Washington Commanders did not cover that spread because the Giants fucking beat their ass. Fucking just can't believe it. Houston money line felt good and safe. Over 32.5. Nope, it was way below, so that was a good line for them. Under 47.5 for Bears. Lions. Now went really way over because the Bears do really well. 49ers covered the spread against the Bucks. Not a big surprise there. Rams money line felt good, but barely. New York Jets did not cover the spread at all. It was by a long shot gone. And then Denver and Eagles winning. So kind of that's more of an L than a dub in this one. So lots to take in there. Either way, though, been going for about 32 minutes on the recording, but probably about 25 minutes for y'all. So hope y'all enjoyed the video. Hope y'all enjoyed some of the stuff going on with the channel. So please leave a like and any comments down below if any suggestions. I do realize I don't think I mentioned the leaderboard in the very beginning because I don't think I technically moved it around too much or made a big deal of it, but it'll be on both in the beginning, probably when I was talking, just rambling a little bit, and it'll be on now in case you want to see the results currently. I'm not too sure exactly where it lines up because I haven't done the math for it yet. I haven't put it all together. It's been, like I said, rough, long week, and of course a lot of holidays ahead. Trying to get all these recordings out. Tells you anything, it's really, really late, and I'm got work in the morning in like 5 hours, so it'll be very nice for me to wake up and not get any sleep because I still have to make thumbnails. Beside the point, hope you guys enjoy your holiday break. I'm not too sure exactly. You'll see this Wednesday, I believe, so have a great Thanksgiving. Be safe, enjoy some football, enjoy some family, enjoy some food. That's what we like to hear here at StraightA, and StraightA Dawson is out. Take care, guys.